the abdomen. Playground panic, the ultimate tug-of-war, and all sorts of other treacherous traps. Today, we are back at it, breaking down and reacting to all of the chilling medical scenes and jaw-dropping injuries from Saw.
I want to play a game.
Let's dive right in. What? Oh my gosh, that would be so scary to wake up attached to a very jagged-looking circular saw. Oh no. Laceration to the chest, you're hitting the sternum right there. It takes actually a chunk out. You do get an issue when you're missing a bunch of tissue. You need to have sutures that are in place that actually can anchor a little bit better. Oh! Oh, right in the abdomen.
Abdominals.
Multiple layers, right? You got the skin, the subcutaneous layers, then you're getting into the musculature, the rectus abdominis muscles, your six-pack, or sometimes people have eight-packs. Then you get into the omentum, which is covering internal organs there, and then you're having some different layers of fascia. You're soon gonna get into the intestines. Oh man, I love fake intestines. They look kind of real, right? They look like thin tubular structures, but they're not free formed like this. They are attached by mesentery. Then she appears to have succumbed to the injuries. But would it actually occur that fast? If the blade cuts through your major blood vessels there, you can die pretty quickly by bleeding out and pulling out. But it's gonna take couple minutes.
The decision of which to survive falls upon you.
Oh.
But remember, the mounted gun will continue to fire until all 6 rounds are spent.
What? Shotgun can have different types of size bullets, so to speak, in it, where it could be one big slug or it could be multiple small bullets and could spread out, but from this distance, it typically stays in small grouping. Correct me if I'm wrong out there.
And if no decision is made on your part, all 6 will perish.
Oh my gosh, there is something true about paralyzation of action due to fear and stress. You even think about the phrase, a deer in headlights.
You must press both buttons at once in the box before you. However, in doing so, you'll give a sacrifice of your own. To live, 4 will die.
Oh, so he's going to have some pain, okay. Oh. Gunshot wound right in the middle of the chest. What structures do we have right in the middle of the chest? The heart's center left, and then you have your aorta that comes right off the top of it. You have your superior and inferior vena cava, and also your lungs. Oh! That puncture wound could snap the bones, so your metacarpals of your hands, or it can go in between them, injuring the soft tissue, but also hurting because that is where the nerves run through next to all the vessels.
You are all connected. A cable runs through your collar devices. It can be pulled so tight that you will be decapitated on the mounted razors.
This situation, it always reminds me of the guillotine, right? Back in the day, they always thought that there was consciousness that maybe lasted up to like 12 to 13 seconds. But again, you can't study this stuff and we don't have really good documentation of it, and they've kind of debunked it.
The only way to remove the collar is with the keys from the glass boxes. However, if one of you moves to retrieve a key, the 60-second timer will begin for you all.
Oh, every time, there's always that one person.
Every time.
So whoever's strongest is going to be able to pull their own cord. Compression on the front. When people pass out from being choked, it's multifactorial. It's either related to squishing and compressing the trachea or decreased blood flow by compressing down the major vessels on the sides. And now none of them can do it. Oh. Ah. Breaking the glass, will that cause laceration or injuries to your hands? Not necessarily, but going through it and hitting the sides potentially could, but it's not guaranteed. What? But when this gets cut, you got all the major blood vessels there, and then you're severing your connection from your spinal cord to your brain and all the information that goes to and fro. And we have an autonomic nervous system that's in there. I'm not a fan of these face contraptions. All I can remember is just snapping off. Oh. Keep going. Ouch. Trying to break the thumb so then the thumb can actually slip underneath versus dislocated. Probably trying to break it at this point. We don't see a lot of thumb dislocations. We see a lot of regular digit dislocations or fingers. The thumb, just by mechanism, you typically see it fractured. Oh, that was smart. Whoa. Are you like me? You get a little tense or stressed when watching these situations go down. You can always reach out for a supplement that I helped formulate called Chillax by my company Life Happens. Available at lifehappens.com or on Amazon. He had to rip through it and rip the side of his cheek. Masseter muscles, his pterygoids, muscles of the face having to do with opening and closing your jaw. Very much repairable. You might just have to have the mouth shut for a little while. Oh, Nelly.
Hello, Detective Boswick. I want to play a game. The 3 train is arriving in 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh, he's being held up by his tongue. That tongue looks like the same tongue we would see when somebody starts to get angioedema of the face, where the tongue just starts swelling and starts getting really, really big.
Either that or my mouth is getting smaller.
Tear from your mouth the tongue that has so often been used to lie and to deceive. Take a leap of faith and you will live. Only your weight will rip away your lying tongue and save you.
The tongue bleeds so much. Sometimes we bite our tongues and it hurts like heck, but when the tongue gets severed, whoo, you gotta make sure that you get something to compress it to get the bleeding to slow down and stop. Oh, see, right at the last minute, he would have made it.
Missed it by that much.
You know, people don't show up to the emergency department after being demolished by a train and you see lots of pieces like this. I could just imagine the body exploding like this. Wow. Good job with the anatomy. If you rip that all out and survive, he'd have bleeding into the throat, would run the risk of just choking on his own blood and asphyxiating. Saw, in and of itself, this franchise is very creative, but pretty messed up. Also, check out my limited edition Dr. ER apparel, available now for a short time only. Once it's gone, it's gone. So grab yours before it's too late at shopdrer.com. Definitely check out this playlist right here. Binge watch everything, and make sure you subscribe, keep this channel growing, hit that like button, and turn on your bell notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.